What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to talk about Marco. We really need to talk about this new Marco leader. Here's the thing, right? Oftentimes, I want to wait until we got a couple of leaders to talk about. In yesterday's video, we talked about Tony, Chopper, and Carrot. Two of the leaders, of course, from the upcoming OP08 expansion. Today, I'm not waiting. I am not waiting for any other leaders to be revealed. We need to have a good old chat about Marco, because Marco is busted. Potentially. It looks really good. Also, as a fun little side note, yesterday, of course, I told you Tony, Chopper, and I told you that the distributor information we had told us that Tony Chopper was going to be a red and black leader. Turned out to actually be red and green, which is a little bit upsetting. Well, the good news is, Marco, we were told, was going to be red-blue, and absolutely is red-blue. And this card is legit. Now, I have done the translation here myself, though I have checked with people like Lovely Orange Samurai D, who's checked with the Discord to make sure I'm not being silly. And what we've got here is a dual-colour leader, red and blue, 5,000 power, 4 life. And we've got Don X1, activate main, once per turn, draw a card, and then put a card from your hand to the top or bottom of your deck. And then afterwards, for this turn, one of your opponent's characters gets minus 2,000 power. And there is so much to dig into here. First thing's worth noting, you can choose any character to get the minus power. Any character gets the minus 2,000 power, it doesn't matter. So that's a pretty good start. And this is actually invoking Sakazuki, and it should, incidentally. The comparisons of Sakazuki make perfect sense, because of course Sakazuki was, you got to cycle cards and then lower cost, which of course is the thing that black decks generally want to do, lower cost, and then use cards to take advantage of that. And this is cycling cards again. Now here it's draw and put to the top of your deck rather than draw or discard. And then it's lower power, but of course, in the same way that black decks want to lower cost, red decks want to lower power and have a bunch of cards to take advantage of that. So, yeah, this really does look like the new Sakazuki in terms of that was a dual colour leader that cycled cards and lowered the right thing, and this is a dual colour leader that cycles cards and lowers the right thing. And I need to remind you all before we get started here into the analysis. When I showed you Chopper and Carrot, I told you they both looked fine. But Chopper, we really need to actually look at the animals and Drum Kingdom we're getting in this set before we can really know. And I told you with Carrot, we really need to see the minks that we're getting in this set before we really know. Well, here, I'm about to make an argument about why this card is nuts now. And we know we're getting a bunch of blue white-beard pirates in this deck as well. Yeah. This is about to get dumb. Now, the whole putting cards back on top of your deck or on the bottom of your deck, Sanji. Like, this is tailor-made for OP06 Sanji, and this is ridiculous with OP06 Sanji. Up until now, the Zoro has been the more expensive of the two secret rares, and I was a little sad I pulled Sanji rather than Zoro in my box. Not sad anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Not sad anymore. Because Sanji is a blue card, oh look, works perfectly here. Reveal one card from the top of your deck and play up to one character of a cost of 9 or less other than Sanji, and then put the rest at the bottom of your deck. This is phenomenal. Because Sanji plays any non-10 cost character other than Sanji from the top of your deck for free. So you play Sanji, and then any character on the top of your deck that is not either Sanji or a 10 cost can be played for free. And you've now got a leader that draws you a card and then lets you put a card on top of your deck. We've all been looking at stuff like Doflamingo going, well, we can range the top cards of our deck and then we can make sure... No, you don't even need that anymore. No one cares about Doflamingo. Your leader will let you place whatever card you want on top of your deck, which is absolutely absurd. It means Sanji is going to fire over and over again. And you know what would be really good? If you were looking to play a Whitebeard / Straw Hat Crew kind of deck, so you can play Sanji and really take advantage of this, yeah, Nami. The one-cost Nami that searches out your Straw Hat Crew. Oh yeah, which just happens to be red. So now I can use Nami to search out the Sanji to get this combo going even more easily. And we're at the stage again where that combo of blue and red, especially when you're looking to do Straw Hats here, is going to work beautifully. And then of course, let's not forget we've got the usual red package that we've been seeing for a while now. You know, you've got stuff like Curly the Dan, which will search out your 1-cost cards. Yes, that will include Nami. And then you got stuff like Makino that will boost up your 1-cost characters, bearing in mind you are lowering your opponent's power as you go, so Makino will boost your 1k characters. But then Marco, your leader, will also lower them, so you're going to be winning a lot of battles here just with these small characters because everything seems to work perfectly. And then, of course, you know, Whitebeard Pirates. Jozu. Yeah, that's a pretty good one, isn't it? That works quite nicely. Remember how both the Marco got unbanned? Yeah, Marco's going to be a big fan of Marco. Both those Marco cards are ridiculous. They are both so good they got, I believe it was restricted. And now they are both just fair game again, and they are ready to go. How about Edward Newgate, which I want to remind you was also off the banned restricted list? The 9-cost Newgate, 9-cost, 10,000 power that boosts your leader by 2,000 and still to tartar your next turn. You can play that for free using Sanji. If you use your leader Marco to put your Whitebeard on top of your deck, then you play Sanji, and for 9 Don, you get to play Sanji and Newgate. And then get a 2k bump to your leader as well, just in case that wasn't good enough. We know there's a lot of good Whitebeard Pirates out there because the Edward Newgate deck has been the best deck for a long time. We know there's a bunch of good red Straw Hat crew because we saw that the Zorro from OP01 was great for a very long time. Now you're bringing in all the blue stuff, and again, we have seen 0 blue Whitebeard Pirates from OP08. We hadn't seen any. I am making this argument purely on the basis of the cards that we know and the cards that we have now. I am not talking about what's coming in OP08. But we've already got so many options of just ridiculous cards which are going to come along and help out here, and it is only going to get better. How about Ace? Who is a Whitebeard Pirate, red Whitebeard Pirate, seems to work quite nicely. It's a 7-cost, 7,000 power, and on play you give 2 of your opponent's characters minus 3k, and then if your leader has Whitebeard Pirates in its type, you gain Rush. Well, firstly, hey, your leader does have Whitebeard Pirates in its type, it's Marco. And secondly, we know this is a good card, and I'm sorry if this is getting repetitive, but you need to know this. Yeah, you can play it for free now. Because Sanji can play this for free. I'm not saying you have to play Marco with Sanji. I'm saying we've got a red-blue leader that part of one of its skills is that you put a card on top of your deck from your hand, and you can put any card down you like as long as it's in your hand. And oh yeah, when you do so, that means Sanji is going to basically... You're always going to know what's on top of your deck. You are going to know if Sanji is going to fire, and you're going to be able to manipulate it so not only does Sanji fire, but it fires the right card. And as a fun little side note, you draw and then put a card on top or bottom of your deck. So what you can actually do here is if you've got Sanji in hand and you're desperate to hit a Whitebeard or an Ace or something else, you can literally use this skill and hope to hit that one card that you need. And then if you do hit it, you can immediately put it back on top of your deck and then play Sanji and just go for it. It's just... like, the card designers must have been thinking about this. That must have been what they were going for. Like, one of the first Japanese comments I saw about this leader over on the official Twitter when it was revealed was, essentially, isn't it dangerous to have a confirmed 9-cost Sanji combo? Yeah. And that is the real genius of this card. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of good red and blue cards already. There's going to be more in the future. We know that red Whitebeard Pirates is a phenomenal deck because we've been playing this for a while. So if we get like a couple of half-decent blue Whitebeard Pirates as well, that's going to make Marco good. But the fact that you can both play Sanji and queue up Sanji using this, that is what makes this such an absolutely ridiculous over-the-top card. Yeah, this is a very, very big deal. And I do have to just raise it again. They banned Sakazuki because, and it wasn't just the card cycling, right? They banned Sakazuki because of all the combos you could pull off with blue and black, and the fact that you lowered cost, and the fact that you cycled cards, so all these combos came off. Well, they've now given us another leader that lowers the right thing for its colour, and has ridiculous combos, and cycles cards. There is a genuine chance, and I mean this sincerely, there is a genuine chance that Marco is too good and is going to cause problems and could end up following Sakazuki to the ban list. You've got to think that after what happened with Sakazuki, the card designers have been very, very careful designing Marco, and they are absolutely sure that it's not going to happen again. And they have obviously tested with a bunch of cards I've never seen, and they are obviously confident that the meta is going to go this way, and I got faith in them. But I'm telling you, just off the start here, this one looks ridiculously good. If anybody's wondering, we have had exactly one other blue and red leader. It is Nefertari Vivi, which I actually really like. It's the one that's got 5 life despite being dual colour because it can't attack. And then activate main once per turn, pay 2 to draw a card and give one of your characters rush for the turn. I thought this was really good when I saw it. Turned out to not be good, has seen basically no competitive success whatsoever. Although does still have one of the best alternate arts in the game. But I'm telling you, what I thought about Vivi back in OP04 and what I think about Marco in OP08, oh, it's not the same, ladies and gentlemen. It is not the same. But that's my thoughts. I want to know what your thoughts are. I want to know anything you want to tell me. I want to know if you think this leader is as cracked as I think it is. Let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.